apron as she approached table 5, where a tall, handsome man with piercing blue eyes sat, staring at the menu as if lost in thought. "Good evening, sir. What can I get you?" she asked, her voice soft but confident. The man looked up and smiled. His name was Ivan. "Just coffee black, and maybe your name?" he said with a smirk. Amara hesitated but eventually smiled. She had seen him a few times before, always alone, always polite. "Amara?" "Beautiful name," he said, watching her as she walked away. Int, same cafe. Weeks later, Ivan became a regular. Every evening at the same time, he sat at table 5 waiting for Amara. Conversations grew longer. He told her about his life, his unhappy marriage back in Ukraine, how he felt trapped, how he had never met anyone like her before. "You make me feel alive, Amara," he whispered one night as they stood outside the cafe after her shift. The London rain drizzled softly around them. "I want to be with you. I want to leave my wife. For you." Her heart fluttered. She knew it was wrong. He was married. But love doesn't always wait for perfect circumstances. Int. Amara's apartment, months later. Their secret romance burned bright. Dinners, laughter, stolen weekends. He made her feel special, like she was the only woman in the world. Then, one night, everything changed. "I'm pregnant," Amara whispered, her hands shaking. Ivan's face froze. "You're sure?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Yes." A long silence. Then, forcing a smile, he kissed her forehead. "Don't worry. I'll take care of everything." 1 week later, Ivan disappears. Amara tried calling. No answer. She texted. No reply. She waited at the cafe. He never came back. Panic turned to heartbreak. She had been abandoned. One evening, desperate, she called from a friend's phone. This time, he picked up. "Ivan, why?" she whispered, tears streaming down her face. A deep sigh. Then cold words. "It was a mistake, Amara. I can't leave my wife. I'm sorry." Click. The line went dead. Epilogue. 1 year later. Amara sat at the cafe, her newborn daughter in her arms, her heart hardened but stronger. She had lost Ivan, but she had gained something far greater, a reason to never need him again. And as she looked at her child, she knew one thing for sure: she would never let her feel abandoned. Title: Broken Promises in London, Part 2. 1 year later, Amara's apartment. The soft cries of her baby girl, Zara, filled the small London flat. Amara rocked her gently, exhaustion in her bones but love in her heart. It had been a year since Ivan vanished, a year since she realized she had been nothing more than a secret. But secrets don't stay buried forever. Int fancy restaurant, evening. Amara barely recognized herself in the reflection of the restaurant window. No more the struggling waitress, she had moved on, found a better-paying job at a law firm as an administrative assistant. She had come to this restaurant for a business dinner with her boss, but the moment she stepped inside, her breath caught. There he was. Ivan, dressed in a crisp suit, laughing with a group of men. He looked the same, but different. There was something tired in his eyes, something restless. Her heart pounded. She could have turned around and walked out. But no, not this time. Instead, she walked right up to him. "Ivan." The color drained from his face. His eyes darted to his colleagues, then back to her. "Amara," he whispered. "You disappeared," she said, voice steady but filled with anger. "And you have a daughter you never met." He swallowed hard. "Not here. Please, can we talk somewhere private?" Int. Ivan's car, parked on a London street. They sat in tense silence. "I didn't know what to do," Ivan finally said, running a hand through his hair. "I was a coward. I thought if I walked away, it would all go away." Amara laughed bitterly. "And did it? Did your guilt just vanish?" He exhaled. No, it's haunted me every day. A long pause, then barely a whisper. Can I see her? The first meeting. A week later, Ivan stood at Amara's doorstep, nervous. She opened the door, holding Zara. The baby stared at him with his blue eyes. Something broke inside him. Hi, Malenki Angelok, little angel, he whispered, voice trembling. Zara reached out, grabbing his finger. Tears welled up in Ivan's eyes. I want to be in her life, he choked out. I don't know how, but I need to try. Amara watched him, searching his face for lies, and for the first time in a long time, she saw something real. Regret, love, a chance at redemption. Then prove it, Ivan, she said softly. Be better. And with that, the door to the past didn't just close. It cracked open for a new beginning. Title: Broken Promises in London, Part 3. 1 month later, Amara's apartment. Amara watched as Ivan carefully spoon-fed Zara in her high chair. The baby giggled, smearing mashed bananas all over her tiny face. It was surreal. A man who once abandoned them now sat in her kitchen trying to be a father. But could she trust him? I want to do this right, Ivan said suddenly, as if reading her thoughts. I don't just want to visit. I want to help. Financially, emotionally, everything. Amara folded her arms. And your wife? Does she know? Silence. Ivan shifted uncomfortably. We separated. Her eyes narrowed. Separated or just another excuse? He met her gaze. Separated. We're getting a divorce. Her heart skipped a beat. She had once dreamed of this moment. But now, standing here, watching him with Zara, she wondered, was love even enough anymore? Int. Law firm, Amara's office. Later that week, Amara sat at her desk, struggling to focus. Her boss, Mr. Holden, a middle-aged British lawyer, knocked on her door. You all right, Amara? You've been distracted lately. She sighed. It's complicated. Zara's father, he's back. Mr. Holden studied her. And what do you want? She hesitated. I don't know. Ivan's apartment. Night. Ivan opened the door, relieved to see Amara standing there. You said you wanted to prove yourself? She said, stepping inside. Then tell me the truth. Why now? Why, after all this time? Ivan sighed, rubbing his face. Because I was a coward. Because I made a mistake. And because every time I close my eyes, I see her. Our daughter. Amara swallowed hard. I don't expect you to forgive me overnight, he continued, but I want to earn your trust, to earn us. Us. The word sent a shiver down her spine. She took a deep breath. Then prove it, Ivan, day by day. No promises, no rushed decisions. Just time. And as he nodded, determination in his eyes, Amara realized something. Maybe, just maybe, broken things could be rebuilt. Title: Broken Promises in London, Part 4. 4 months later, Amara's apartment. The soft hum of lullabies filled the room as Amara rocked Zara to sleep. Her daughter's tiny fingers curled around hers, peaceful and unaware of the storm that had once surrounded her parents. Amara glanced toward the living room where Ivan sat on the couch, nervously tapping his knee. He had been showing up, just like he promised. Picking Zara up from daycare, sending money without her asking, even helping around her apartment. But something still held her back. She placed Zara in her crib and walked over, arms crossed. You're serious about this, aren't you? Ivan looked up, exhaustion and determination in his eyes. I love her, Amara, and I still... He hesitated, then exhaled. I still love you. Her heart clenched. How many times had she dreamed of hearing those words? But dreams and reality weren't the same. She sat beside him. Loving me wasn't enough before. What's different now? He swallowed hard. Because now I know what life is like without you. And I don't want that. She searched his face, looking for the lies. But for the first time, she saw none. Still, fear gripped her. "You hurt me even," she whispered. "How do I trust that you won't run again?" His voice was steady. "Because this time, I have everything to lose." 1 week later, dinner at Ivan's place. Ivan had never cooked for her before, but here he was, standing in his kitchen, sleeves rolled up, preparing dinner while Zara played with her toys on the floor. Amara watched him, something warm and terrifying stirring inside her. "Can I ask you something?" she finally said. "Anything. Did you really leave your wife?" He put down the knife and turned to her. "Yes. The divorce is in process. And if I say I need time?" He smiled softly. "Then I'll wait." Epilogue. 3 months later. The day was bright as they walked through Hyde Park, Zara giggling on Ivan's shoulders. Amara looked at them, the man who had once broken her, now trying to put her back together. Maybe they would never be perfect. Maybe she would always carry scars. But for the first time in a long time, she was willing to try. And that was enough. Part 5 to 8 drops tomorrow.
Show me a loop.